Hi guys. I had my IUI last Friday, and since then it's been 2 days right now. And since then, I had crampings on and off. I have no CM, no mucus, nothing. I was worried about that because I know for a fact that every time I had an IUI, I had a little bit at least for a day or two afterwards. Because I know that when they trigger me, I ovulate pretty much at the time where they insert the sperm. But I know that I have a little 2 days left of fertile days. But I didn't get that. Like, it was dry, and I don't know why. It was worrying me, but then at the same time, I'm like, well, every cycle is going to be different. This cycle was different, so I'm not going to worry about that. I wanted to eat some soup. And there's a part of me that tells me, no, you shouldn't because it's hot and you need to make sure that you don't get anything too hot for your body. And I'm like, oh, but I feel like wanting soup. And it's so cold here. So what I did, I actually took soup and I ate some soup. But I left it on the counter for it to actually cool down a little bit. So it wasn't hot. It was warm. So it was cool. It was not hot enough for me to burn or to have to blow on it, but it was just warm, so it felt good anyway. So no bath, no bath, no what else? No sushi, nothing, none of those. But the thing that keeps bugging me is the fact that I keep going over all the things that I shouldn't do because there's a major list. And every time I tell myself, I'm like, well, the doctor keeps telling me to just continue my life the way I usually do it. Because usually people, when they get pregnant, they only know it at the 4th week. And I'm here trying to do everything to make sure that I don't take anything that could make anything go wrong. But I feel like there's a side of me that tells me, well, if I'm to be pregnant, none of those things will matter because normal people who has no issue. I don't know why I keep comparing myself to people who has no issue, because usually I shouldn't let that bother me because they have no issues, but I keep comparing myself to them because for me, I'm like, well, I want that. So that's the half of me. But the other side is like, no, come on, you have issues, medical issues. So obviously you need to make more precautions than the rest of the other people who has no issues. So finally, I'm going to make sure I'm being careful, and I'm going to watch the list of things not to eat and things not to do. Cramping is annoying, but it's not something I can't handle. It's nothing too painful or anything. My chronic pains are worse than that, so I don't have to worry about that. It's just I've never had cramps that lasted a lot long. Like usually it only lasts like the day of the IUI and a little bit the morning after, but that was it. Now it's been 2 days, and I still have cramps. And they're not nice. They pinch me. So anyways, for the nursery, I've emptied my furnitures so that way I can actually start sanding them and paint them. So I'm at that point right now. So I've done the cleaning, I've done the organization, but now I gotta put it all back in the room because I have my nephews coming over this weekend and they're sleeping over for the whole weekend. So I gotta make sure that everything's in the room for them to sleep in that room because it is a guest room right now. So I gotta clean that up again, make sure the furnitures are back in for this stuff to be in those drawers. So I feel like I've done so much for nothing. But I'm going to have a little weekend with my nephews, so that is amazing. I need to find a little projects to do with them because I love do-it-yourself projects. I love to do that with my nephews. I feel like it's a little time, quality time that we have all sitting around the table and doing a little crafty projects. As for the law that we can't go outside of the country, I looked into it. I didn't find the law. But all of my friends who've been trying to conceive and had to go to the clinic, they've been told the same law. All that you can't go outside of the country. So kind of discouraged because that was my main goal, to go outside of the country so that way it'd be cheaper than here. But if we have to stay here, then it's going to take a little longer to save. So that might take longer than I thought. So I'm going to try to have more projects to focus on so that, anyways, it's always short projects. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about my health because it's always like small projects. I'm never going to do like huge construction work in the house because that's not for me. I can't do that. But I can do little projects for the house, like paints and whatnot. So that I can do, and it's gonna keep me busy for the time being that we're gonna wait for the IVF. I've been watching a few videos on adoption. It's always been something that I wanted to do. So I feel like I've always wanted to adopt kids. I always wanted to grow my family that way. But I have to accept that this is not for us, you know? Like, even though we want something, sometimes I gotta realize, well, that's not an option for us. And if we have twins or triplets, who knows? Maybe that's how I'm gonna have a big family. Or the embryo banks, maybe that's another way that is gonna expand my family. But in my head, my dream when I was a kid was to have a big family, some biological and some adopted. And they would all be my own, and I'd have a big family. But now I feel like that part is a dead end. I feel that sucks. There's so many things that's unfair for the people who can't grow their family. There's so many things. Yesterday I had my friend over. One of the ones that was going through infertility. Well, she still is, but she stopped trying after her last miscarriage. She couldn't do it no more. She had an emotional breakdown, so she just stopped. It was too much for her, and I totally understand it. Like, at that point, she was like, I'm done. Like, this is too hard on her body and emotionally. Like, she was going through depression, so she needed to stop. Now, she looks content. Like, I can't say that she's happy because people who want to grow their family and they've been told that they can't because of medical issues, it's something you're always going to grieve. So I feel like it's always going to be a part of her grieving, and it's always going to be like a little broken part inside her heart. And she has one daughter. But you know, like it's still infertility. It's still a grieving process. So even though she's content with what she has right now, it doesn't mean she's grieving and it's broken inside. So I feel her pain. So I don't know if she's going to continue eventually to go back to the meds and all, because she has endometriosis and her DH has something too. So she has she wanted one. She thought about embryo banks, but then she feels like maybe her husband is not ready for that. So she's gonna bring it up to her husband, but she's not sure. So anyway, so I feel like even though you're being content and you're accepting the situation that you're in, it doesn't mean you're happy about it. It just means you're content. You've accepted that this is your journey and this is your life, and you can't do anything about it. And if you want to change something, you need some medical help. Like, that's the only option, or some special assistance that you need. Like, you can't do it on your own, and like, that's just accepting that this is how your life is going to be. It doesn't mean you're happy. So yeah, I'm really hoping it's a good cycle. Like, I'm gonna try to not symptom spot everything that goes on with my body. I'm gonna try my best, because I know every time I did IUIs, I would go crazy during the 2-week wait. I'm trying to keep myself busy. I have my family coming over this week. And nothing nephews, so for sure that will keep me busy. And for the rest, well, I just hope that I'm gonna be like the last week of the 2 week wait. I just hope I'm not gonna drive myself crazy. I hope I'm not. But knowing myself, I probably will, because like anxious people, that's what we do. We stress over little things that we cannot control. So, baby, that's to you, and best of wishes.